community impact from their co-responder program, and history comes to life today at a Carthage Elementary School. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, we check out the impact of a Joplin police program pairing mental health professionals with community members in crisis. Plus, the challenge for area students facing loan repayments, and a blood donation center celebrates 30 years in the 4 states and a building expansion.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A new program seems to be making a difference for the Joplin Police Department and the community. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The Joplin PD says they're already seeing a positive impact just 6 months after the creation of their co-responder unit, which helps pair mental health professionals with community members in crisis. These co-responders help in situations where a crime hasn't necessarily been committed, but someone's in crisis. Co-responders aren't officers, and they focus on de-escalation techniques, helping people in crisis find the resources they need, from shelter to medical care.
It's imperative that it continues because I don't see this problem with drug and alcohol addiction going away anytime soon. I don't see the problem with homelessness going away anytime soon. So as long as these folks are in our community and they need our help, we have to have a program like this.
Right now, there are 3 full-time co-responders working with the department. They hope to continue to grow the program and the hours they're available as more and more people become aware of it. A man known for his love of the Chiefs will soon be known for his prison sentence. Today, a Tulsa County judge sentenced Xavier Babudar to 32 years in prison. Babudar pleaded guilty to robbing a Bixby bank teller at gunpoint in 2022. The judge gave him 30 years for the robbery and 2 years for cutting off his ankle monitor. This sentence will run at the same time as his federal sentence for a string of bank robberies across several states, which is 17.5 years. The robberies happened while Babudar was on the run after cutting off his ankle monitor while out on bond. Prosecutors say the robberies helped the man known as Chiefsaholic fund his travel to Kansas City Chiefs games. A 19-year-old motorcycle rider was rushed to the hospital today when the motorcycle and a car collided on Missouri 171 in North St. Louis. We don't know the extent of the injuries. The driver of the car, however, we understand was not injured. Let's check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney now for a first look at the weather.
Well, temperatures tonight dropping down through the 60s and into the low 50s. Now, clouds are also going to start to clear out from that low pressure system that's been set off to the southeast. It did bring a few isolated showers to the area, but all that's going to be clearing out here shortly. And as we get into tomorrow morning, again, temperatures dropping down to about 58, 59 degrees, but we're warming up, sunny skies all day long, and temperatures are going to be reaching the low 80s, 82, 83, maybe even pushing up to 84 across the area. And again, sunny skies all day long. As we continue through the rest of the week, temperatures are going to continue to warm up. 87 for our high on Wednesday. Sunny skies continue. A little drop in temperatures on Thursday, but I'll have more details coming up.
See you soon. While some graduation caps have already been tossed, ceremonies wrapped up for high school and college seniors, a new challenge is just beginning for many. According to Arvest Bank, a staggering 97% of 2024 college graduates say they feel unprepared to budget and manage their student loan repayments. With that in mind, we stopped by Arvest Bank in Joplin to get expert advice on navigating the world of college financing.
Student loans are very helpful, and without them, a lot of students wouldn't even have the opportunity to go to school. But again, it's important to understand the type of student loan you have and to understand the type of repayment system that you're going to have, because every student loan is going to be a little bit different. Most of them are going to kick in maybe 6 months or a year after you've left college.
Arvest Bank says 60% of high school juniors and seniors surveyed said they don't feel capable of managing their debt. For years, the city of Springfield has looked at building a new convention center in town. Well, now that plan might soon get some big funding from the new state budget, but it's not a done deal just yet. The city has already earmarked $30 million for its share of the project, but the governor will have to act before anything is finalized. Adam Woodbury reports.
It's certainly been a project that this organization has been exploring for decades now.
Springfield's plans for a new convention center could soon be getting a large financial boost. The state promising $30 million, which the city would have to match. But as you might expect, there is a catch. The bill awaits Governor Mike Kehoe's signature, and it could be vetoed.
It's something that's been talked about. It's something that previous reports have clearly spoken to the economic benefit of it, and certainly that we're not competing right now.
Mark Heckey is the president of Visit Springfield and a strong advocate for the new convention center. The Springfield Expo Center downtown hasn't been updated in 20 years.
You layer that in with other communities that have continued to expand their spaces, added new amenities. The Expo Center is pretty much a dinosaur right now.
At this point, no definite plans have been made for where the center would go. Some of the possibilities are a vacant lot next to the Expo Center, somewhere near Lake Springfield, and even next to Bass Pro Shops on Sunshine. But some people living near there have their concerns.
My biggest concern is that there is a lot of traffic already coming down Sunshine almost any hour of the day, but especially during, the commute.
We are currently in the middle of a research project to help us better understand what would be the best location. I think, one of the things that is really going to be drawn out is what's around it, because that's what's needed, right?
But in the meantime, without an updated facility, he says Springfield is missing out.
We have a sales team here that's what their job is to go around the country and look for business to bring to Springfield, and more we are hearing no because our facility is just not good enough.
Hackett says the new convention center would generate around $1.3 billion in spending over the next 30 years, and that doesn't even take into account how much gets spent at, say, local restaurants and shops. Community Blood Center of the Ozarks marked the grand opening of its new Joplin Donor Center with this ribbon-cutting ceremony. Blood Center has fulfilled the role of the sole supplier of blood, platelets, and plasma to 45 area hospitals across southwest Missouri, northwest Arkansas, and southeast Kansas for 30 years. The Joplin Mayor, Keenan Cortez, presented a proclamation recognizing CBCO's decades of service to the community.
We felt like it was important to get closer to the hospitals for donation. And then also, as you see, it's a much bigger location than we had in Joplin. Our size there was about 1,700 square feet, and we've got 3,200 square feet here. So it's enabled us to expand our reach here in the Joplin area.
The new location on East 32nd Street replaces the former site inside North Park Mall. The Community Blood Center of the Ozarks is hosting a week of daily giveaways to thank donors for their continued support. Freeman Health System served up National Hospital Week with an all-employee cookout today. The event, held under the ambulance bay, marked the start of a week-long celebration across all campuses. National Hospital Week honors healthcare workers and hospital systems nationwide.
We have over 4,500 employees. We will come back in the evening and do it for the overnight shifters. We just like to celebrate and let them know that they are appreciated.
The American Hospital Association established National Hospital Week back in 1921 as originally National Hospital Day. History unfolds in Carthage today. We're going to take you to Steadley Elementary, where folks had a chance to talk to some famous Missourians, kind of, sort of. That's coming up. But first, the president walks back triple-digit tariffs on China. President Trump is off to the Middle East and says he might also visit Turkey this week in the hopes of bringing an end to Russia's war with Ukraine. Tareen Small has the latest.
President Trump departed Monday on a trip to the Middle East. He's scheduled to visit Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates in coming days. Before departing, the president weighed in on reports that Qatar is planning to give the U.S. a luxury jet that he could use as Air Force One.
I would never be one to turn down that kind of an offer. I mean, I could be a stupid person and say, no, we don't want a free, very expensive airplane. But I thought it was a great gesture.
The potential gift has sparked criticism from Democrats and others who say it's unethical, if not illegal. In a statement, an official from Qatar said the matter is under review and no decision has been made yet. Also on Monday, the president walked back triple-digit tariffs on Chinese products after weeks of a mounting trade war. The U.S. and China announced a 90-day pause on most recent tariffs against each other.
I think it's going to be fantastic for China. I think it's going to be fantastic for us.
And in other international news, speculation over possible talks between Ukraine and Russia continues to grow. Ukraine and its allies on Monday worked to put pressure on Russia to agree to a ceasefire, and President Volodymyr Zelensky challenged President Putin to meet him in Turkey on Thursday. President Trump suggested he could alter his travel plans to the Middle East this week and go to Turkey to take part in the meeting.
I was thinking about actually flying over there. There's a possibility of it, I guess, if I think things can happen. But we got to get it done.
In President Zelensky's video address Monday, he noted there had been no response from Russia about the offer of direct talks. Torian Small, CBS News, the White House.
President Zelensky also told reporters today he's been in touch with the newly elected Pope. He said the two shared a warm call today and that he's invited Pope Leo to meet with him in person in Ukraine. President Trump is trying to bring down the cost of prescription drugs. The president signed an executive order setting a 30-day deadline for drug makers to lower the cost of prescription drugs and asked his top health officials to meet with pharmaceutical companies to broker a deal. If they fail to do so, the president says his administration will tie what Medicare pays for some medications to the lowest price paid by other developed countries. Lindsay returns next with a complete look at the forecast, and a little bit later, tech students in Carthage take part in a sweet challenge.
Well, it has been a wonderful weekend and a wonderful day so far. Taking a look outside downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. We had a mostly sunny day today. Temperatures reached the upper 70s. You can see we're slightly above average, but it was a pretty nice day today. Now, temperatures are going to continue to warm up through the rest of the work week. And we are also clearing out of all those clouds. Now, we had that low pressure system sitting out in the southeast. It did bring a few isolated showers, some clouds to the area, but it's all clearing out tonight. So for tomorrow, it's going to be all day sunny skies. Temperatures getting into the low to mid 80s. So we did see 80-degree weather on Sunday, but we're going to actually be the first time for this season that we're in the 80s, in the mid 80s. That doesn't stop there. By Wednesday, we're starting off in the mid to upper 60s, so we're going to be really warm to start our day off, and then highs getting into the upper 80s. Now take a look at our surrounding cities. Kansas City 92, Wichita 94, Oklahoma City 96 degrees. Out in Texas, they're in the 100-degree range, so we're definitely seeing that warm up. It's not long-lived because by Thursday we are dropping back down. We've got a dry line pushing through, so you can see how those winds are shifting out of the west. It's not bringing any rain chances on Thursday, but it is going to be a drop in temperatures. But we're still starting Thursday off in the low 70s, upper 60s. So that's going to be what we start our temperatures off with. And then we're only getting up to the low 80s, so it's a good 10-degree drop there. Now by Friday, we are going to start to see the effects of that low pressure system that moves in on Thursday. That's going to cause some showers, isolated thunderstorms in the area Friday midday through the afternoon and into the evening. Now that low pressure system drops a cold front just south of us. However, we've got a lot of energy in the atmosphere, so we could see some storms firing off in our area Friday night. It doesn't stop there, though. We have recurring chances for thunderstorms through the rest of the week. Saturday afternoon, you can see isolated showers, isolated thunderstorms, and then another round moving in from the northern part of our area. That's what we're going to see, a potential storm chance just south of Kansas City for Saturday night into Sunday morning. But those storm chances return again Sunday. You can see out in Texas into Oklahoma, another round of thunderstorms being pushed into the area. But those storm actually chances continue until Tuesday. So Friday through Tuesday, we have potential for severe weather each night. Starting Friday, our severe threat is going to be mostly staying south of I-44 out towards the east. Kentucky, you can see just out to Tennessee, Arkansas. It's going to be where the main threat is. Still a few days away, so it could change. Kansas City, the threat is going to be up in Kansas City, just north of us. That's where we're seeing the severe threat on Saturday. And then Sunday, we saw those storms pushing in from Texas, Oklahoma, up to the northeast, and then out to the east in Arkansas. So we've got a lot going on over the next couple of days. Warm temperatures to even hot temperatures through the midweek, and then those storm chances potentially severe starting Friday night, continuing through Tuesday.
Lindsay, thanks. Hey, don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. You can get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, absolutely free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Students at the Carthage Tech Center wrapped up a 3-week project by presenting their own custom chocolate bar creations. Quite an assignment. The final assignment of the year tasked students with developing a chocolate recipe, designing packaging, and creating a marketing strategy.
So it's fun to see them come up with creative ideas and then also learn from their mistakes. So that's one of the best parts of testing is you think something might be really good, but then sometimes it doesn't turn out as good. So
teachers at the Tech Center judged that very sweet competition. Lucky teachers. Missouri history came to life at Steadley Elementary in Carthage today. The third graders celebrated the end of the school year with the annual Famous Missourians project. Students got to choose a famous Missourian to sort of become and tell that person's history. Part of the transformation was dressing like that person and then learning all about their life. Family, friends, and the public got to come out to the Steadley Library and listen to those presentations.
the main goal of this is to really learn about some Missouri history and also to kind of work on just their public speaking and presenting to other people.
A different third grade class will present their own famous Missourians each morning this week. Still ahead, Fairland Slow Pitch Softball competes at the Class 3A state tournament, and Pitt State Baseball earns its seed in the NCAA tournament. John Dales has those stories and more up next in sports.
Fairland Slow Pitch Softball earned its spot in the Class 3A state tournament about a week and a half ago, and it was supposed to take place last Tuesday, but because weather got in the way, it gets postponed until today. And the Lady Owls win their first game of the day, 4-3 over Tushka. After 11 days off, Fairland really doesn't look rusty, handing the Lady Tigers just their 9th loss of the season. All of the state tournament games get played on the same day, so the Owls then advance to the semifinals just a few hours later. And in that semifinal game, Fairland held a 4-0 lead in the final inning, but Arapahoe Butler comes roaring back to score 8 unanswered runs. The Indians win it in extras, 8-4. Unfortunately, that ends the Lady Owls season, just a win shy of an appearance in the state title game. Fairland finishes its 2025 campaign with a record of 29-8. Pittsburgh State Baseball had a disappointing first-round exit in the MIAA tournament late last week, but the Gorillas had to quickly put that in their rearview mirror, and late last night hoped to hear their name called in the NCAA selection show. The Gorillas do, in fact, get selected to the 2025 NCAA tournament. They're one of 56 teams to make it. We thought maybe they might host a regional here in Pittsburgh, but instead, as the 3 seed, PSU will travel up to Mankato, Minnesota. Here's a look at the bracket for the Central region. Central Missouri is the other host. Seeds 2, 3, 6, and 7. They're all going to be a part of that same quad at Minnesota State. Same format that we just saw last week for softball. Double elimination. Only one of the 4 teams will remain. And as you just saw, that sets up a battle this Thursday between 3-seed Gorillas and the 6-seed Henderson State. That's the first game. The Reddies finished as the runner-up in the GAC tournament this past weekend. We're going to hear from the Gorillas before they leave for Minnesota later this week. As I just mentioned, Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern softball, both of them took part in the NCAA regionals at the end of last week. Neither the Lions nor the Gorillas advanced to the Super Regionals, but a few individuals get named to all-region teams released this afternoon. Katie Gray and Kiki Pickens from Missouri Southern are on the first team, along with Heather Arnett from Pitt State. Then on the second team, Southern freshman Bailey Dillon and PSU senior Courtney Story. In Major League Baseball, the Cardinals and Royals renew their rivalry this weekend. Both of them have been playing great in the month of May. We start with the Redbirds. They beat the Phillies 3-2 on the road. They've now won 9 games in a row, and that's the longest active streak in baseball. Mason Wynn and Ivan Herrera both hit home runs in a winning effort. Kyle Leahy gets the win on the mound after coming out of the bullpen, going 2 1/3 innings without allowing a run. Royals had won 7 in a row before losing a couple to the Red Sox over the weekend. They beat the Astros 7-5 on the road tonight. It's the first of a 3-game set. Bobby Witt Jr. gets 2 hits and 2 runs batted in. Michael Wacha gets the win on the mound after going 6 1/3 innings, allowing just 2 earned runs. Back to Fairland softball, who I mentioned earlier. Tough finish for them today, but a lot to be proud of with that group. That's a core that has been to state a couple of times for slow pitch and fast pitch softball for the Owls.
Yeah, the Owls have had a great year, no doubt about it. We'll be right back.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and those temperatures are also going to spike into the 80s with our warmest temperature day on Wednesday, upper 80s. Thunderstorms start Friday, severe threat potentially Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, and Tuesday night.
Lindsay, thanks. Warm weather means drive-in weather, and the Barco Drive-In Theater in Lamar has the perfect weather to get the crowds interested and laughing, including some stuff like this. Tonight, the drive-in features the movie Munster Go Home, and along with the movie, a special appearance by this guy. You might recognize him. He's the original Eddie Munster himself, Butch Patrick.
When I was a kid, 14, 16, 17, 18 years old, drive-ins were very common. Today, they're about 1 in 20 are still in existence, or maybe even less, but there's about 400 or 500 of them left. There were at one time 5,000. So the neat part about it is I can show the Munsters movie, get people to come out with their kids. It's a good way to sort of relive the 60s and introduce a new group of people to the drive-in.
Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.